is the thing you should want to know.
He'd been a pimp. He'd been a whoremonger. He'd been a druggie. He'd been a drug dealer. He'd spent time in jail. They told him that becoming a lawyer was no realistic goal for a nigger, that Malcolm dropped out of school.
He was a mess. He was a real, honest-to-goodness mess.
His father died under mysterious circumstances, and his mother was put in a mental institution by the state.
Malcolm X was a very kind of down-and-out street guy, really a thug. Had a little burglary ring in Boston, got busted.
Really a thug, is that a fact?
Yeah, sure, yeah. A thug and a hustler. Went to prison in Massachusetts.
Crime and prison was his old pal Malcolm Jarvis.
He and I studied many, many hours and many, many nights. We sat, his room was across the hall from mine, and we had a night light. We'd sit by the door reading till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Hieroglyphics, history, mythology, psychiatry, psychology. We studied theology. Anything we could get our hands on pertaining to the knowledge of the world, we wanted to know.
And while he was in prison...
The burglar.
When Malcolm became converted to the Nation of Islam, that was a total commitment for him.
This is the wake-up process. Let us know who we are. Let us know what the names and the language of our forefathers was. Let us know something about the culture of our own kind.
He had a message, and the message was to people. And the message happened to have been to black people. And some people say, well, you know, that's racist. No, you have to look at need. Need.
You know, he used to...
Yeah. And he was forever compensating to make up to society for what it was that he had done.
Was on the radio every weekend, and a lot of people had never heard this before, you know, with such passion.
Malcolm, and make everybody in the audience, whether you had a PhD or a second-grade education, make it understand what he was saying about the condition of black people in America, their treatment, and what has to be done.
You haven't done the right thing by my people. And because you haven't done the right thing by my people, now I got to do the right thing by you. Your kingdom has got to go.
Malcolm was a good wolf ticket for all of us who was cowards. Malcolm was John Wayne. Malcolm was all of my heroes. Malcolm came right out of every Hollywood movie. He looked them right in the eye and said, this is the way...
His autobiography, published in 1965, still sells briskly. His image is everywhere. In many respects, Malcolm X is bigger today than when he lived.
Nation of Islam. That was a total commitment for him. And that meant fornication, adultery, any sexual involvement or any drinking and smoking out, any of that was totally outside of the bounds for a believer. Therefore, from 1946, when he was in prison, till he married Betty in 1958, Malcolm totally abstained from any sexual relationship with women.
Malcolm was